Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around this globe. It certainly is a beautiful morning here, and it is an exciting day because, today is the day that we have this grand workshop that's happening tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, teaching you how to set your goals and work your plans in order to reach those goals. But for the most part, we want to help you crush your goals. We want to help you, reach that level of success. Whatever success, means to you, we want to help you reach that level of success. We want to help you remove the clutter from your life, from your mind, where you can have clarity, where you begin to see your goals and work towards your goals and not be discouraged, not be overwhelmed, not, giving up, not procrastinating. Because I believe, and Tiffany believes, that there is greatness inside of each and every one of you. And with that being said, let me take time and introduce myself this morning. Good morning, Christine, and everybody who's joined us today. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Because for far too long, you have been leaving money on the table. And you know what? That's not fair. That's not fair. Because let me tell you something, audience. I believe there's greatness inside of you, and you have that story to tell. Your message is very important to your audience. What is that story? Think about this. What is that story that's in your heart that you've been saying, one day I'm going to get around to it. One day I'm going to write my story. One day I'm going to write a book on this. One day I'm going to put together that recipe book. One day I'm going to put together that travel guide. One day, it's always one day. Well, why not can it be today? Why can't you be intentional and start, writing your book today? And it's not hard, y'all. It's not hard. All it takes is a made up mind. Okay? There's no better time like the present. So, with that being said, let me introduce to you my co-host, Tiffany Rochelle.
No time like the present. I promise you. I'm sitting there. I had to put it on mute because I'm sitting here. I'm pushing the preacher as that you said. There's only one time. I said one time. I promise you. I'm preaching behind you. Gertrude, I love when you wake up like this. This is such a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. It's so encouraging. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Great day. It's so great to be in the land of the living. I am Tiffany Rochelle, aka Coach T Rowe, also known as the People's Cheerleader. So I'm super grateful to be able to speak with you on today. What I do is I help you rid the toxins from your hearts and to help you set some goals that are true to you. As I believe out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So if you will be so kind as to chat with us over in the chats field. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to chat with us. Ms. Gertrude has already gave us the heads up about this wonderful workshop. You still have a little bit of time to register. So please go ahead and do so. And we also believe that sharing is caring. So if you hear something at any given time on this particular broadcast, share that with a friend, share it with a family member, a loved one, a coworker, or share it with someone. Let this show or this particular broadcast also be a blessing to somebody else. So if at any point you hear it, or you just want to go ahead and be a part of the Helps Ministry, go ahead and share that on your profile and share it with somebody else so it might be able to help someone else. So with that being said, I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am going to relinquish my stand and give it back over to Ms. Gertrude J. Chapman so we can turn our passion into profit.
And we're definitely going to do that. We're going to shake them up this morning, Tiffany. Yeah, it's going to be another one of those days. We're going to shake them up this morning.
Let's shake them. Come on.
Shake them up. Get them thinking. Get them thinking, Sometimes you got to be shaken into that place. So, you could fit into it, A lot of times people are just on the outside or, they're just hanging around on the sideline. but we're going to shake them into position. It's ready. It's time to get in position. It's time to receive. Okay? It's time to receive those nuggets. It's time to receive those words. It's time to receive those inspirational thoughts, messages that could move them, okay? Move them into their greatness. Because I believe that, our audience, there's greatness inside of them. There's value inside of them, and now they're looking at it and they say, I'm ready, but I just don't exactly know how to move into it. So maybe, they're a little apprehensive. But with these nuggets that you're going to receive today, you're going to fall right into where you need to be. Okay? We're throwing those seeds out there. You understand, Tiffany? We're throwing those seeds out there. So be ready to receive, audience. Today we're going to be talking about what is your driving force? What is that driving force? When we asked that question the other day, who are you? Did you get a chance to sit down in that solitary place and define yourself? It all started with that, y'all. It all started with that. And all of these questions are leading up to, your greatness. You really have to think about that. What is your driving force? What is your reason to wake up every morning? Have you thought about that? Or do you think that you're just existing? There's a purpose for each and every one of us. There's value inside of you. Just like I said, there's seeds that we're throwing out there to take root inside of you, to give you that inspiration, to give you that motivation, to get you back on your path of greatness, of maximizing your potential. What is your purpose? What is your driving force? Think about that. Sometimes, Tiffany. Oh, you're on mute. Can I hear?
If you didn't do your homework, or if you didn't see the previous show, even what you're listening now, don't let it fall on stony ground. If the question has been presented to you, is have you, started awakening your greatness, or I should say, really, have you started discovering your why? And when that question was previously asked, start pondering on it now as you're listening here now, and as things are starting to resonate with you. Go ahead and start thinking about that now, even if you didn't get the opportunity to do so before. Now is a perfect opportunity. So don't let this moment pass by. Don't just let it fall, on deaf ears. Allow it to let us break up some of that fallow ground so it can let it take root. So it can take root. Absolutely. So it's just one of those things that start now as we're speaking.
Yes, start now. This is the time. There's no better time like the present, right? So with that, what is your driving force? Can you identify your superpower? There's something there, Tiffany. Can you identify it? Let's move into this question. The first one, options. And I'm going to ask you this question. What would you do if money was not an option? What would you do? And we could take away that money struggle or that money situation. What would you do? What would you accomplish?
What would you do? That's a question right there. And that's a deep question. That's something that we all need to really kind of consider, because sometimes that's why we don't do a lot of what we do, because I don't have the money to, I wish I had, it's the I coulda, shoulda, wouldas. And so if money is not the issue, you have a plethora of it. You have an abundance of it. That's not your reason. That we eliminated that excuse. I don't have the money for it. All right, here's the money for it. So now what?
Mm-hmm. And that's good, and a lot of stuff comes out of there. A lot of times people don't understand. They always have that excuse. Well, I don't have the money for it. Why not create it? Okay? Everything that we need is already on the inside of us. Okay? There's no need for us to reach outside of us to pull something in. It's already inside of us. So if money is an option and you can't do it, you're using that excuse, what are you doing about it? What is your superpower? What is it that inside of you? What is that gem or those gems? What is that treasure that's on the inside of you that you could pull out of yourself in order to make something happen? You know, I told you about my story in 2006 when the housing market went bust and I was laid off twice, a back to back through no fault of my own. Okay? Where I had bill collectors calling me. And that had never happened to me before. Okay? Never happened to me before because I used to pay my bills on time, before time, charge up my credit cards, pay them all off, and then, go back to repeat that cycle again and again. It was no problem. But when I was faced with that and couldn't get a job, in spite of my impeccable resume, okay, with experience, with education and all of those things, I found myself in a place, even though my husband was working, he had a good job. Okay, you remember that? Good jobs, y'all? Is there any such thing as good jobs anymore? Okay, and especially that was 2006. But look what happened in 2020. Okay, a lot of people got laid off. It was a suddenly, just like what happened in 2020. It was a different type, but still, it was a suddenly. It was something that happened in people's lives, and they found themselves. The stimulus money only lasts so long, y'all. Okay, now what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You got to eat every day. You got to pay your rent every day, or your mortgage every day. You have kids. You have needs. What you gonna do? So you have to look inside of yourself, okay? Look inside of yourself, just like I did. I look inside of myself and I see, what I had in my hands. Writing for me at that time was just a hobby, but I turned it into a viable business. And that's how Turning Point Enrichment Incorporation was born, okay? And it's been in operation ever since then, okay? In operation ever since then. So what do you have? Money should never be an option in your life. Never. We want you to begin looking inside of yourself and see what you could turn, what you could, trade for dollars or in exchange for dollars, turning your knowledge into dollars. You are brilliant, y'all. You're sitting back on your brilliance. You are brilliant. There's something that you know that somebody else doesn't know. There's something that you could share that somebody else has no clue. They're looking around the internet for it. You remember, there's 63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people looking for information. And you say, well, they can look on Google for this information. They can look on YouTube. But people are busy, just like you and I. We're living busy lives. So why haven't you written your book to give it to them in a condensed format where it's all there? Okay? It's all there. All they have to do is pick up your book and read it. Exchange your knowledge for dollars. So I'm going to ask you that question again. If money was not an option, what would you do? What would you do? But you have to, have your goals. You have to have your plans to reach those goals. You have to be focused in. You have to not allow your mind to move. Huh?
I said, as you always say, you got to have that ironclad focus.
Ironclad focus. Mm-hmm. It's like the horses with the blinders on. Okay? They're looking straight ahead.
No distractions. That's why the blinders are on. Absolutely.
Yeah. But a lot of times people get distracted. Okay? But 2022, y'all, is not the time to get distracted. Okay? Stop worrying about inflation and all that stuff. Okay? What you gonna do about it? You know, those things like that, those are opposition. Those are stepping stones, just like fear. You use those things in order to increase yourself.
That's when you can allow your ideas to inflate. If there's inflations coming out here, inflate what you got going on. Go ahead and just build up and blow up those ideas that you have. Work your plan, work your ideas. This is one of the reasons why we speak on setting your goals and making sure you have a plan. Because sure, inflation might be here, but and this is the perfect opportunity for you to make you an option. Okay, choose you as one of the options so that you will be able to go ahead and make things happen. You can make life happen for you. You need to start choosing you as an option instead of just saying, oh, what am I going to do? What you're going to do is choose you today. Choose you this day, me, and go ahead and start making those plans, making those goals. Use your ideas, making it happen for you and your family. So we should be setting up an inheritance for not only ourselves, but for our children, for our children's children. We need to start doing that. And it needs to stop just being something that we talk about. Let's put it in action. Let's make it happen.
Oh, yeah. Put it in action and make it happen. Okay. Plan your work and work your plan. And that's what you have to do. Plan your work and work your plan. But you know, there's a whole bunch of ideas inside. Okay. Just stop and take time to define yourself. We're not just throwing this out here. Okay. This is something that's real life. Okay. When you sit back and you really get an understanding of who you are, they say the sky is the limit. No, there's a plethora of ideas that will begin to flow. You remember I told you how this gentleman asked me one time. He said, you do a show 5 days a week, where do you get all these ideas from? Well, when something's inside of you, y'all, okay, and I'm talking to you audience, when something's inside of you, you'll never run out of ideas. It's a well, okay? A well of what? Living water. Okay? You just pour out. You just pour out. So there's many, many ideas that you have inside of you. Whether it's to write that book, whether it's to start that business, whatever it may be, there's many, many ideas that you haven't even tapped into. Don't be afraid. Okay? Don't be afraid. If fear shows up, just use fear as a launching pad or a stepping stone to get you to the next level. You have to face fear head on. Once you face fear head on, it's much better on the other side. Okay? Always use those things, opposition, fear, objections, as a tool. Use that as a tool to get you to where you need to be, because it doesn't look that way on the other side. Okay? And I'm not saying that fear is not real. Fear is real. Okay? Fear is real. I had fear in my life in my early years. Okay? When I was in my 20s, 30s. But I learned how to overcome those things.
You don't get scared no more? You don't have fear now?
Well, when fear shows up, I know how to handle it. It's not saying that those things won't come back to revisit. You understand? They will come back to revisit. But then you remember, okay, here you come. Now let me see what I'm going to do with you. Okay? Now you showing your ugly head up here. Now let me see these opportunities around me. You see, I look at it different. You see things in a different light. And that's why you have to be aware. You remember we talked about being aware? It's not like these things don't continue to show up, but now you know how to handle them, but you have to be aware. Again, Tiffany, ironclad focus. Yeah, they'll appear. They'll come back. They'll come back. Yeah.
I just wanted to know because I know you said it happened in the earlier years. I just was like, man, I want to know how did you do that to rid fear? Like it don't happen ever.
Girl, but
I'm still
no,
fearful.
it would used to paralyze. It used to paralyze and wouldn't do anything about it. Wouldn't do it. Be walking the floor at night, girl. I'm trying to tell you. Couldn't sleep at night. Yes.
I'm sorry, you said can't sleep at night. I thought about a song. Can't sleep at night. I toss into. Okay, I'm sorry. Go.
They said you was gonna sing one day, but anyway.
I can't help it. There's always everything that you say. There's a song for it. I don't care if it's R&B, gospel. I got a song for country. You name it, I'm gonna give you a song.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Make a joyful noise, right? As they say, sing. But it's true. You know, we all face these things, but we know how to handle these things. And when you have understanding, with all that getting, get an understanding. When you understand something, now you know how to handle it. Okay. A lot of times people fear things because they don't understand it. But once you understand something, fear loses its effect. It loses its hold over you.
Loses its whole power, huh? There's no
Yes,
longer a
sir.
stronghold for you.
Yes,
And that's
ma'am.
how it should be. Like sometimes fear, it will appear itself. But I absolutely love the analogy. I don't know who came up with it, but I'm grateful to hear it. It's this false evidence appearing real. Because it definitely does happen. There's fear that comes out of nowhere sometimes, it seems like. And even now, sometimes I guess it's more like a nervousness for me sometimes than a fear.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times that I be fearful. But
Mm-hmm.
even then, when I like turn it around and have the celebratory fact of thank you for trying to stop me from doing what
Mm-hmm.
I was getting ready to do. But I just really realized that it's false evidence appearing real. It makes me feel like I can't do something that I know that I can do. So it's just trying to attempt to paralyze me, but I refuse to allow it to paralyze me because I have a destination to get to. So I am at point A, I need to get to point B. I really need to get all the way to Z, but if I can just make it to B, I know I'm going to be all right. We're going to get to C. I have to take these small little steps, but I just refuse to allow fear to paralyze me anymore. I won't allow it to box me in. Now I'm not gonna lie, it will stagnate me at times and
Mm-hmm.
cause me not to want to do certain things. And I'll get a little then I realize it quickly. And honestly speaking, sometimes it doesn't even always happen quickly. I'm just going to be
Mm-hmm.
honest and transparent. Sometimes fear, it'll step in and sure, I'll shake myself off of it, but I won't make it seem like, oh, I see it, oh, shake it, and I'm getting around it. I'm not going to act like, I'm one of
Mm-hmm.
the football players and I see the opposition coming on me and I juke it and I'm gone. No,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's there and I'm staring at you like you're a big sumo wrestler and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Oh my God, you're coming for me. Oh man. Sometimes I do step back and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then eventually I really realized, man, I took way too many steps back. Shake myself
Mm-hmm.
and let's go ahead and move forward. And then to forget step B because I stepped back. I can't go to step B. I got to go to C and D because I don't pull back so much because I allow fear to be magnified in my life. So I didn't even have that moment for me. That's just as for me in my house. Yes, fear becomes real, but then at times I'll go ahead. It doesn't happen immediately for me. But there are times that it takes me back a little bit, but I actually realize it and I'm going to go ahead and move forward. That's my
Mm-hmm.
honest moment.
That's it. And it's so true, and that's a good point right there, what you said. How it creeps in at times. Sometimes it throws itself, sometimes it creeps in. But here's another thing. Okay. A lot of times people they don't do anything about it until they come to the end of themselves. Okay. When you come to the end of yourself, now that situation is staring at you. Now that anger builds up in you, and you put your foot down and say, "Not today, not today." When you have no other option, and there's only one option, okay, you're gonna take that. When you pushed in the corner, when your back is up against a wall, and you say enough is enough, now you decide to make that change. Now you decide to make that change. So asking you that question again. If money was not an option, what would you do? What would you do? Don't wait until you're in a dire situation in order, and you just playing around with, well, I got time, and you're skirting around it, and you're not really, focus in on it, and you're just tipping through the tulips. Why not do something about it today? When we're dropping nuggets and we're telling you there's treasure inside of you, you have value inside of you, you have gems inside of you, and you could do something about it. Okay? What is your driving force? Don't let it come to a point where you're in desperate need when things have to change. Why don't you make it change? Why don't you be that change? Why don't you do something about it? Instead of, living your life, in that situation. Why don't you live your life in a different situation by being stressed? I can't say stress free, because stress is always going to try to be there somewhere, but having a peace of mind instead of waiting for it to bottom out. Come to the end of yourself and say, and coming to the end of yourself. Just make that decision now. Make a decision that allows for no turning back. Are you able to make that decision? Have you come to the end of yourself now? Or are you just playing around? Playtime is over, y'all. Playtime is over. It's time to get real about it. It's time to crush your year. It's time to, maximize your potential. Stop complaining about it if you refuse to do something about it. Stop complaining, and that moves us to the next talking point, Tiffany. What would you accomplish? Oh, you ain't got it? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yo, we both, that's how in tune we are. What would you accomplish?
I told you I'm helps ministry. I hear you. I'm paying attention to you. So when you say stuff, I'm moving right along in there. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, we moving.
I ain't even looked at the time. But anyway, what would you accomplish? What would you accomplish? Huh, Tiffany, what would you accomplish? Tell the people, what would you accomplish?
What I accomplish for what? What you want me to accomplish?
What is your driving force?
Oh,
and this is for them. This is for them. What would they accomplish if money was not an option? What would
I'm
the people
accomplishing it now. I'm not going to allow that to be I'm not allowing anything in this season or last season or the seasons before. Hence, one of the reasons why I'm where I'm at now is I am not allowing any. Sure, again, it may make me take a step back just a second, but even in the process of me taking a step back, I need to go ahead and go forward. I can't lose momentum. I can't continue to just go back. I'm not looking back. I'm moving ahead. There is nothing that I can't accomplish. What I want to accomplish, I am going to accomplish it. So if I want somebody to be set free, if I want somebody to be delivered, that's what's getting ready to happen. I am not allowing anybody to come in my way that's going to allow me to stop accomplishing what it is that I want to. So if it's something that I got opportunities that's coming up to me now I have to stop. And it causes me to stop. It's not fear that's causing me to step back. There's opportunities that's happening now that's causing me to stop. Now I got to reevaluate and figure out, hey, what's best for me? Can I do this? What should I do? Now I got to move around some things because I'm like, okay, here's the next level. It's presented to me. And this is where I've been asking to go to. This is what I want to do. So it's like certain things now have to move around. There's certain obligations that I had. Now I got to move them around. I can't allow certain things to stop me from accomplishing the goals and the plans that I have set for my life for what I've asked God for. So what I'm going to accomplish, I'm definitely, what it is that I set out to do, I'm going to accomplish it. There's nothing that I can't accomplish. So what I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to be that success that I was destined to be. I'm going to make sure that I fulfill my God-given plan my destiny on earth. I'm making sure that my purpose is fulfilled.
And that's so good because talked about that yesterday with opportunities, or the day before, one of those days, about opportunity, paying attention to the opportunity. And that's very good, adjusting those things in order. She's recognized those opportunities. So now she's making adjustments. She's moving into those things. She's going to a higher level. She's accomplishing those things, because if you don't pay attention, if you're not in line and doing those things that you should be doing each and every day, because we told you, inside of you, there's a knowing inside of you that you have to do some things on a daily basis, because opportunities are presenting themselves each and every day. But are you ready? Now she's ready. She just told you, and she's meeting those things. She's adjusting in order to go to a higher level. And that's what it's all about. That's the driving force, her purpose. She know her purpose. She know her goals. She know her plan, She know her superpower. And and that's so important. We talked about this on earlier broadcasts, when having your goals, taking that big sheet of paper and drawing a big circle around it, and in the middle writing your goals down, and on the perimeter of that circle you write down everything that you're involved in, everything that you're doing, and you look at them, and if it does not line up with your goals, get rid of it. Delegate it. Don't feel guilty, because some things you may be doing right now has, outlived its course. And you're just doing it by, being routine. And it's not doing anything for you. Then you're worried about why you're stressed out, why you're short-tempered, why you can't sleep, why you don't have enough hours in a day. You're doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
Truth, you got 24 hours in a day. Now, how you decide to budget those hours, that's all on you. You can't get mad if you did not accomplish what it was that you set out to do, because you didn't budget your time appropriately. And I love to hate to hear people say that there's not enough time in a day. I didn't have enough time to do it. You absolutely had enough time to do it. How you chose to budget it, your time, that was all on you. You sleep about, depending upon the average individual, you sleep anywhere between 5 and 8 hours out of the day. You have a plethora of time remaining out of that. What you do with that, that's all up to you. The unfortunate thing is sometimes we allow ourselves to waste time in just doing extra stuff. Sure, I want to have fun. Sure, I want to do that. But a lot those times, even with my consultations, I do the 30-minute free consultation. And now I'm like, no, I got to scale back. I'm starting to do 15. If you decide to go ahead and take up all of your time and you're not wanting to go ahead and accomplish what you want to accomplish, I can't allow you to continue, and hear my heart when I say it. I can't continue to allow people to waste my time and just go ahead and I just want to talk aimlessly. I just really want to do this. Hee hee ha ha. Don't get me wrong. I am all for a good hee hee ha ha. I love having fun. I love joking. I love smiling. I got a good old teeth system going on. I got white teeth for real. It's not these. Listen, if I would bleach them, they'd be even whiter. This is that natural white that I got going on here. So I love smiling. I got a little piece of a dimple that comes out. I love showcasing it. But at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, and even in the middle of the day, I still got work to do. I still got goals to accomplish. I didn't just set out and say I got 5 goals and that's it. Once those certain goals, if I got 5 goals that I got, once I start knocking off some of them, it's time to start setting some more, because I don't want to ever stop and get stagnated. I got things that I got to accomplish. So if I allow everybody to waste my time, Tommy put me on to a particular individual, and he has a brand. It's called Push Past Your Quit. There's a lot of times that I just feel like quitting. I want to stop. I don't want to do that, but I gotta learn to push past my quit. I even had a moment, honest, transparent moment. Now, I had a moment yesterday, and I was like, I just don't feel like it. I had my friend come over. She's such a tremendous blessing to my life. I had a friend come over, and yesterday I got paralyzed. I was just stuck. I couldn't do it. I sat here at my desk and I just said, I can't do it. I had my hand on my face. I said, I'm tired. I can't. I'm maxed out. I can't do this no more. I'm just stuck. And it wasn't that I was defeated or I was just tired. I was exhausted and I couldn't do it. And she said, friend, come on, what you got to do? And I'm like, I was just that tired. I kind of couldn't even tell her, what it was that I needed to do. She was like, all right, so we're going to do this. When I felt like I just didn't have the gumption, as my granny would call it, to press on, she was like, no, you're going to do it. I need you to go beyond how you're feeling right now and go ahead and push past it because there's some stuff that you need to accomplish. There's some goals that you got set. She was like, friend, what did you say you want to get by the end of the year? Shut up. That's why I don't tell you nothing. Like, leave me alone. But it's like, this is why you tell somebody something, because they help you stay on track. They help you stay focused. They help you get your goals accomplished. So it's kind of accountability is why you tell people certain things, because when you get to a point where you're just like, I don't want to do this no more. And it's not that I didn't want to do it.
You were tired. And it happened. You need to take some time off, like you tell me.
Absolutely. But it was just really one of those, I'm just up. And it was just one of the, it was just, hey, I just had a lot that was going on. My adrenaline's going and it's just everything. I'm just like, man, but here's again, one of the reasons why I always stress writing stuff down. So you get an opportunity to check stuff off and you know exactly where it is that you are and where you need to go to. Because I'm like, hey, okay, well, I still got this left to do. I only had 2 things really left that I needed to do. Could I get it done now or could I push it off to later on? I really needed to get it done now, but no, I'm going to just go ahead and take a nap. And then after I did, we had church last night. So after we finished that, then I'm going to go ahead and get it done. I was able to get it done. I got it taken care of. But it was just, I appreciate people that are able to help push you past your quit, push you past your, I don't feel like doing it, push you past your paralyzed moment. That kind of helps you wake up, when you're sitting down too long and your legs go to sleep. All right, hold on. Let me help you get the blood flowing. Let's get it stirring. Let's get it going. Appreciate stuff like that. So it's pushing past your quit, knowing what you got to get accomplished and getting it accomplished. There's nothing that you can't do. Don't stop. Keep pushing. Don't quit. Keep pushing. Let's go. We got stuff to do. We got bills to pay. We got moves to make. We got people to see. So let's get it going.
And that is so true. That's a valid point right there. That's valid. And it's real, because we are human. And the second part of this, I want to say, what would you accomplish if you knew you could not fail? What would you accomplish if you knew that you could not fail? Think about that, y'all. If failure was not an option, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Or are you using failure as an excuse? I'm just saying. These are questions that you have to ask yourself. You see, Tiffany pushed past her quit. But we do get tired, y'all, and it is good to take some time off, okay? Because you're no good to nobody, nor not even yourself when you are tired, okay? The body will lie down, okay, in green pastures so you can get your soul restored. And what is your soul? Your will, your mind, and your emotions. I'm just saying. You will lie down. Yes, you will. The body will shut down. That's just how we made. There's only so much that you could do. So don't let anybody tell you you got to be like that ever-ready bunny. Okay? And that's another reason why we're going to have a conference in March, taking you all to the next level, even in the things that you're doing online. Because I'm telling you, there's some great conference speakers, and this will be in March the 16th. Okay, it's coming right after this workshop. We're preparing you all for this greatness because I'm going to tell you, you're going to get wore out. You're going to get tired and overwhelmed because you cannot compete with these AIs, the artificial intelligence. If you want to crush your goals, if you want to meet your goals, If you want to do these things in this internet space, you're going to have to do it a different way. This is 2022. The internet is not operating the same way as it was in 2016 or 2019 or even 2020. Okay? There's a different way. If you want to be on top, if you want to be ahead of the curve, we're going to have a conference, like I said, in March with some dynamic speakers that have products that's going to take your book to the next level or take your business to the next level. Okay? So these are some things that we're dropping here to get you motivated, that to tell you not to quit. But we're going to give you a different way of doing things. Okay? Where you don't have to do things the old-fashioned way or sitting down with a pad and a pen writing things down. Because I'm going to tell you, you cannot compete with artificial intelligence. And it's here. Now we got what? Metaverse. Okay? Metaverse. Think about that. Go look that up and see what that's all about. Here's another one. What is your why? What is your why? Ask yourself, why am I doing what I am doing? That's a valid question. That's a fair question. What is your why? We talked something about that, I think, yesterday, Tiffany. But what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Are you doing it Tuesday? Are you doing it something for you? Or is it something that somebody else said that you should be doing? You see, that all comes in defining yourself. All of that together, y'all. All of that together. So I'm hoping that you have taken notes where you could go back and really do a thorough evaluation of yourself and getting to know who you are and how you operate. You don't operate like your sister, your brother, or your friend, or whoever, your coworker. No. You're unique. Okay? How do you operate? Why do you do what you do? Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it to please somebody else? Are you doing it as a dare? Or are you doing it because it's your purpose? What is it? What is your why? What's your why? Think about that.
Definitely think about that why. That why matters. Your why should be your driving force. Your why should be your pushing. That should be your launching pad. Never negate your why. Your why is you need to know it. You need to understand it. So is that what is your why? You need to know what it is, and you need to understand what your why is. Do not lose focus of your why. Absolutely.
Not lose focus. And we're not gonna hold you long today. We talked about what's your driving force. We talked about your options. If money was not a problem, what would you do? We asked you, what would you accomplish if you knew you could not fail? Now we're asking you, what is your why? What is your why? And be ready tonight for this workshop that's coming up tonight at 7:00 p.m. The link is in the comment section. If you have not signed up, of course, it's a free workshop. But if you have not signed up, go over there and sign up, because I know it's going to come off today at a certain time where you won't be able to sign up, because we have some free giveaways on this workshop. You're going to get presentation. You're going to get, another level of this, teaching you how to crush your goals, giving you things to do, to be, authentically you, and to maximize your potential. And so we hope that what we have shared has brought value to you, to help you, recognize and define who you are, your true identity, and what your purpose is on this earth, in order to bring your message to the people who are asking the questions, and those messages that will make an impact in the lives of generations, not only that reader, but the family and generations to come. So, with that being said, we thank you for joining us today, taking time out of your busy schedule. And we look forward to seeing you the next time on Turning Your Passion in the Prophet Morning Show. And from Tiffany and I, remember this: this is your time, this is your season, this is your
Yep,
turning
turning
point.
point.
So, have a great rest of your day.
Grace and peace, y'all. Grace and peace.